You join me at another train station. I have tickets, I have lunch, I have everything I need to collect a new car. Here we go again. I'm in Birmingham. It's quite loud and there's a lot going on. I'm not used to this. Wow. So you join me at New Street Station at the moment, where trains are doing what trains do. There goes a very nice, really fast one. I'm currently waiting for a very similar train which is going to get me to Plymouth, which is where my new car is. My new car is a Honda SMX. I have no idea what they're like to drive. I've never been anywhere near one before, but yet I've bought one for £750 on the internet. Let's hope it's okay. As an aside, my last caper was my Rover 600. That one didn't go so well. I mean, I did about 1,700 miles in it, including driving it to France and back. It's now scrap. The gearbox exploded. It turns out that using plastic cages to hold the differential together is a really bad idea. So here is my Rover 600 for the last time. Let's hope the Honda proves rather better. You join me slightly nervously above my new where's D4? There we go. New Honda SMX. Nervous because the headlamps don't seem to be working, but I think I've just got those working again. Proceed on our way. So all I've done so far is drive out of Plymouth and into Cornwall, which if you know the area well, you'll know isn't very far. Here we go. We're on the A38 heading towards Liskeard, and certainly it's a car which builds up speed quite nicely. What is the Honda SMX? Think of it as a Japanese Berlingo or a Japanese Austin Maxi, for the seats turn into a bed. It is a 4-door, there are 2 doors on this side and 1 on this side and the tailgate. Little boxy thing. I bought this one on eBay for £750. Of course I haven't seen the car, I haven't been anywhere near it. Don't think I've ever even been near a Honda SMX at all. So this has been a voyage of discovery. And so far, a good one. It rides well, got a nice gearbox. It seems a little keen to kick down at times. It seems fine now we're underway, but around town it's like, whoa, hey, go! And it is sprightly. It has a twin cam 2-litre 4-cylinder engine. Power figures seem a bit vague, but somewhere around 125-130 brake horsepower seems a best estimate. There are some other figures being banded around, but I think some's been lost in translation. And those of you who have a reasonable grasp of geography will know that Cornwall isn't on the way from Plymouth to my house. That's because I'm going to see a friend from the Auto Shite forum who was giving me a too good to pass up opportunity to do a timing belt change. There's no history, and the last thing I want is the timing belt going. That's just stupid. So we'll get that done and give it a thorough check over, maybe new oil and filter. Stay tuned and you'll see exactly what we get up to. But so far, I mean, this thing lopes along beautifully, and I think I'm rather going to like it. Later on, I'll be testing it to see how it performs as a bed. Well, it's quite dark in the back of this Honda SMX, but it appears to be morning, so I think I'm going to have to get up and survey my surroundings. I think there's a beach down there somewhere, but I'm not sure about this Honda SMX as a bed. I mean, it does the job, but it's quite uneven. But I will say these wind deflectors are very useful because you can have the window open, and as you can see here, and you know the weather isn't going to get in, which is good because there has been some weather. It would appear to be quite damp. We've been able to keep the windows cracked open, means at least the car isn't completely steamed up this morning. Cornwall really is very different to Wales. I've never been a fan of Cornwall, and I suspect most of that is because everyone else is too much of a fan of Cornwall. But I've had my sleep, and I'm now trying to get to my mate's garage, which is allegedly only about 10 miles away, but everything's just jammed solid. Great. And to think I come to Cornwall to get away from rain. Anyway, we've had a very busy morning with Project SMX. It began with a cam belt change at my friend Philip Joyce at his garage, and went fairly straightforward apart from the bolts for the tensioner having been done up by a gorilla at some previous point in its life. Some Irwin bolt extractors got the monster out though, so all is well. So with that done, it was a simple case of new water pump, new tensioner, new belt, and it all went back together very nicely. That means fresh coolant, so that's good. But sadly we couldn't get our hands on a thermostat, so still got a problem with it running a bit cool at times. We also did oil and filter because the oil filter looked older than the hills, although that was nothing compared to the air filter, which was disgusting. So it was nice to get that replaced, and I thought while we're at it we might as well have a go at the transmission fluid as well. So the transmission fluid was dropped and replaced. Well, we dropped 3.2 litres out and put 3.2 litres of fresh in. It's quite a big system because you've got the lines for the cooler and everything, and what sits in the torque converter. So I may have to do another refresh at some point, just to try and make sure we refresh all of the fluid. I've still got a slight issue where I don't think the torque converter is locking up, and also it does that thing where it goes whoa when it downshifts. I've had the torque converter lock up almost once. I suspect it could be linked to the cool running, because I have a suspicion it won't allow it to lock the torque converter up if the engine's not up to full operating temperature. So maybe that's the issue. It's not getting up to full operating temperature, so it's not locking up the torque converter. I mean, as it happens, it's not too bad. It's doing 3,250 revs at 70, so it's not too bad, but it did briefly drop to about 2,800, 2,900, somewhere like that, which would make it even more relaxing for travelling on motorways. On these sorts of, I was going to say back roads, but we are actually on an A road, but especially following this very slow Volvo. I've got lots of opportunity to talk to you and not so much opportunity for driving quickly, which is probably good because I don't trust the tyres. It feels a bit skittish to me. Both the front tyres are brands I've never heard of. The rears are Avox, which is not too bad, but they are stepped, which is quite an unusual wear pattern right on the inside edge. One of the fronts has worn its inside edge off as well. So a set of fresh tyres and an alignment check. The expense keeps coming, but I'm confident that this will be a really good car when all is said and done. In terms of driving, apart from that rather over-aggressive tendency to kick down, the only real problem is that the steering is super light, which when you combine to tyres that aren't very good, means I haven't yet got my confidence in this car. I'm not sure if the steering's meant to be this light or if something is amiss somewhere. Another slight complaint is the column gear change. There's no distant to stop you going beyond neutral, So far too often I find myself going from reverse to drive, accidentally ended up in D3, which locks it into third gear or no higher than third gear. Then when I go to fourth, I accidentally knock it into neutral, or worse, once reverse very briefly. That's not ideal. We're now at Gloucester services, well into my journey home, and still loving the experience so far. By the way, Gloucester services, probably the best services in the world. Well, certainly the UK. It's just incomparable to almost any, apart from T-Bay, owned by the same company, because it's just nice. I don't want to leave, it's nice here. Anyway, let's go through the startup procedure. There is a key which takes a bit of wiggling, as do all the door locks. Let's try the key the other way around. Ah, there we go, find the sweet spot. Sounds very much like the Prelude starter motor. And one quirk of this car is that when you put it in reverse, ding dong, there's a light on the dashboard and also a big bleepy thing to tell you. Seems a bit over the top to me, but we're not going backwards, we're going to go forwards. There we go. Flunk. I think I'm starting to get the hand of this gear lever. It's column gear change at long last. Put my handbrake on for reasons that I'm not quite sure, and away we go. Still hear it just slightly revving up on gear changes. I don't think this transmission is entirely happy. Here we go, we're accelerating up to speed now. That was a gentle acceleration, believe it or not. It will kick down readily, even when you are being quite gentle. But it's quite refined at 70 miles an hour. The engine's revving a fair bit. We're doing probably about 3,250, 3,300 revs. So it's not the most relaxing, but we are barreling along merrily. And my knackered thermostat is less of an issue at speed. The temperature tends to rise up to the middle and pretty much stays there. Whereas if I drive slower than that, the engine's working less hard, but there's still quite a lot of airflow, so it is running cool. I do need to change the thermostat. In terms of fuel consumption, the fact that the trip isn't working is not particularly helpful for working that out. So I don't know what the fuel economy is. I will be trying to work that out in time. I'm hoping for around 32. Various people report 25, but I think that's with a lot more town driving. And the fact that this is quite a big car, quite a big engine, and an automatic gearbox, that's going to hurt you around town. Here we go. Uphill. I'm now back in Wales, still probably an hour to go to get home, but getting there. So I'm going to call it. I'm going to say I am very pleased with my new car, my new Honda SMX. Well, that can't be bad, can it? I've just worked out my MPG. And there's the sums for your delectation. The difference between mileage, number of litres, that turns into, that's miles, I don't know why I put an L next to it, divided by those gallons, 31.95. So there I was hoping for 32 mpg, and by the power of rounding up, I'd say I've achieved it. Brilliant. Right, onwards. Needless to say, I made it safely back to Wales, where you can hear a sheep auction going on in the background, and there were no further problems with my bed in a car. There are some niggles that need sorting out though, so make sure you subscribe because there will be more videos coming as I tackle thermostat issues and dodgy headlamps and a host of other things, as well as going on a mega mile trip to the southeast of England. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time. Ta-ta.